It's a little the one thing that I don't like about he's sitting over here. Okay, he'll still be on screen. The one thing I don't love about streaming these, especially because every time we stream there's an issue setting up, is that I don't get to kind of prepare before my sessions mentally. And so I think I'm always kind of playing my C game, or at least starting off on my C game, often playing my C game in these my sessions against jungle. And I don't, it's not that, I mean, that's my responsibility, not anybody else's, but I don't love that that's the kind of foot I'm putting forward for you all. But I will do my best to play my best. Let's go. I'll have to open. Um, this one, I think small bet is the way to get the right amount of money in against different hand categories. Do we think he knows he's sitting out on the other table? Deuce Dangler, I think it's probably not a three bet, especially he um, because he open limps some. I'm just gonna go pot pot. I think. You can go either way on the right. I go with check bet. Although this makes a really good turn bet. Hmm. Let's just stick with the plan. Betting turns like this, I mean, it's a fine strategy. It's also a lot more comfortable. Got a full top pair here. Jacks. I don't really know what he's. I guess he's repping a straight or trips, but I'm gonna call this. I have a six of diamonds. I've a hand that like maybe he's doing that, which I think he should not do, but Jungle has been known to do. Bet range on the left. On the right, we flop very well. Go check raise. Left table. I'm gonna go with check. It's not like I don't have good blockers at all. So even though I turn like an awkward amount of equity to check fold, I just kind of hope it goes check check because if I had this hand with like a queen even, then it becomes like a good multi-street barrel hand. Definitely bluffing. Am I bluffing small or big? That is the question. 8-8 with spades. It's a good hand. I think his play is very reasonable all around. This one's interesting. I don't know if folding out a straight is that valuable here. I'm just gonna check here. I'm gonna bet. Mm-mm. This is like I kind of want a pot, but he's like he's gone so thinly in some spots that I think check raising becomes more valuable. But there he did not go thin with his straight. Pot probably would have worked better. But I mean, being results oriented, seeing his actual hand. Mm, let's start by betting. It's nice to have a hand that can bet call against an aggressive opponent. Small bet range on the left. Although this is a hand I would like to check usually if I had a checking range. And right, I think this is a check. It's an unfortunate river. Uh, it's obviously a good enough hand to value bet, but by the time you bet turn and river big, it gets a little too dicey. And here, I don't really know what to do, to be honest. It's like slightly thin to bet jam, but it doesn't work great as other lines, I think. I think I like jamming rather than check calling. Unblocking the king. Okay, we chop it up. I might look that up later. I think it could be too thin. I'm gonna call again on the right. I'm not ecstatic about it. Here, bet small with my range. I don't know about that bet. Here, I guess he can have it. I don't know. I don't really love this. I'm being kind of sloppy with smaller sizing. I was just like hoping to make sure that he raises boats, but I think he can see through that, to be honest. He might not have raised a boat. Yeah, well, he had an underfull. He had I was hoping to get him to raise 10-9, but he had 9-9 with a queen. I don't know. I think once I bet the turn, I should not be looking to check the river. Could small bet, but want to. I don't know. I think my play's okay. The only problem is I don't really have a I don't have a three quarters pot sizing on river, so that was kind of just a made up thing. Seems close, but I think it's a fold. Delay C bet here, and this is a good spot to follow through with the river bluff as well. Now I'm less sure about the river bluff because I could definitely win. I think I had to show this down. I think ace 10 is too good. I could win. King 6 9 9. Well, he wasn't folding. He might have been raising river. He is in the tank facing a pre-flop raise and a flop where he's 100% check. I guess he's dealing with some technical issues. I'm not criticizing him. Deuce of clubs. Is it good enough? I don't think it's good enough to start betting on this board with two straights out and a bunch of cards I don't block. Interesting that he's going to lacy bet pot here. He has two sizings, I believe, as do I. Just a very easy check call. Goes with check with. Software is not always reliable in showing me his hand. He had just the gut shot, low gut shot. I think the pot sizing is to try to fold out bigger gut shots. Left table, you can obviously bet a hand like this on the flop. I went with check. And now it's kind of a clear turn check. Mm. This seems pretty close. On the right, on the left. And it's pretty hard for him to have some kind of bluff here. I actually am going to fold. I mean, I'm not calling with a 9, so he wins. Got to call flop here on the left. It's a little uncomfortable because he's barreling turns more than most. And now we just check the river, obviously. Is he considering betting 8-7 there? Because it's way too thin. And here we're just going to blast off. Let's check this flop. I mean, it's not great to have diamonds once he calls turn as far as choosing a river bluff, but sevens are too good, I think. I mean, he's betting so small. This hand's not supposed to be a call, but I don't know. It's not supposed to be a call, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Ace of diamonds. I think that hand is supposed to be a call. Left is a thin three. I mean, it's a three bet, but if he's limping, it becomes less of a 3-bet. Now he raised folded, and also just keep in mind he hasn't. I don't think I've seen him limp yet. Oh, I have once. Never mind. And I'm not folding ace king here, but he's repping better, obviously. That's an unfortunate river because he's gonna have a lot of semi bluffs that
Can you
have
guys
now
hear
made a
me
straight.
now?
And he's going to continue
Flip it
bluffing
back
a lot
to
of
the
3-5, 3 deuce.
A boat. A boat is a boat. Yeah, it's an interesting card.
I mean, it's a pretty bad calling hand. I have ace of diamonds. I only have a king. I have a 4 by now pretty often. I don't have a 5 or a 7.
I mean, you could have this beat. You could have a 2. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not folding here.
You got a lot of things. You can't really. Okay, well, this is most
Very
clear
interesting
check on the
river.
planet. Even with aces. Even if I had aces, it would be clear. All right. Hopefully, you guys can hear me now. I'm just checking something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's clear value bet.
Should be okay. He pots up top. I'm not gonna
It is
spice
a
it up.
spot where I
I'm
could
just
see
gonna get
him.
out of there. I think.
I mean, if he has like ace ace or ace
I'm
6
not gonna
or
spice
ace
this one
deuce,
up, man.
doing a lot of checking. But
There are some players where you would
if he
spice that
trapped me,
up.
he trapped
By
me.
the way, there are some players where it's probably a great play to just check raise there. That could be a move.
I have 2 sizings on the right. Here I'm going with small.
Real
I
money
mean, you
games,
never big bet,
guys. No
I think.
bullshit.
Like top and bottom
I
pair.
don't really think I can get away
This
with
is just
calling the
incredibly
6-6
standard.
4-4 thing. Man, I don't think so. I think he has too many
Clear
sets of tens
check
and
on the
too many
left.
sets of aces. I'm gonna play solid.
Or plus 10K, I think.
I don't want to find more bluffs later on.
Reminder that
Solid Dan.
the
No way I'm gonna,
stakes are 10x
no
these,
spice. No spice, Dan. No more. I've
as
learned
we
my
have a
lesson. I'm a
crossbook going.
reformed man. I'm like the clockwork orange guy. Now I'm reformed. I was doing all this bad
We get
shit.
check raised
Ultra
on
spice.
King Jack
And
4.
now I'm just normal.
Their 10 high flush. Not thrilling. I'm not going to fold yet.
All right, well, I still have the nut blocker, right? I'm pretty just betting pot is how nut blockers work. 2 pair. Okay, I'm gonna bet pot.
All right, so he's saying
It's actually like it seems like he can't call down
he has me beat.
unless he has 3 diamonds.
Weird one here on the left.
Thing is, I have 2 pair also. I've got outs. Now, one thing I do wonder is if I should bluff the river if he calls, only because I've got
diamonds,
2 pair on the flop.
diamonds.
Because he should have more like top set type things.
It's
Like
close. I mean, it's
jacks
probably a
stuff.
fold. Over here, I
Well, let's take off
probably
Automuck.
lose,
I don't
but
know why I've got Automuck on.
I'm not willing to fold this. He bluffs enough.
Got Automuck
Yeah.
on. I got to see what he's got up at the top. It's a pretty normal hand. Should have called with a flush. I played it like a flush.
I was definitely suspicious
He rivered a straight. Okay.
when I had the 10 high flush, but
Sure. He rivered. He
he's
rivered a.
got a lot of leverage. He's got
straight.
multi-street leverage.
Let's see if you guys can see that.
Could this be a weird turn pot? I don't think so.
Pot.
It's not a fold.
The suited sevens, classic, and
Interesting river.
Can I win this with a pair of tens?
This might not be a flop check with 2 backdoors, but yeah, it probably isn't, because I get to bet like value bet the queen of diamonds turn.
Here. Oh yeah.
Here
No,
he had.
I mean, I got this. I got the sevens.
My double got shot. It's a pretty good river bluffing hand, actually, that
All right,
he
I'm gonna put the link up. I'm gonna
opted not to
gamble and
bluff.
think and say that my
This
sound is
seems,
fixed.
I don't know. It's thin, but
Guess I can call. I don't know.
kind of feels like he would have bet a better hand at some point.
I don't know why. I know why, but not really good. Mm. Could
Here we have an
fold.
easy pot, I think. It's not the worst check raise, too.
I said range wizards would fold there.
He called with sevens, with a three, and good blockers. And here, this is a weird one.
Ooh, I have a straight. I guess
I'm going to
someone,
go for it
the people
despite
who played
having
PLO,
remarkable blockers.
the people who decided to
Like
play
having three diamonds is
PLO,
bad, but having a three and an eight are good.
um,
And I don't know, not having a six is not the end of
must
the world
have
there
one
because
day just said, you
it
know
means he's going
what?
to have a lot
I'm
of
sick of
hands
making
like
no
just six
hands.
five
I'm
that
gonna play
have a very
from
comfortable
playing
river fold.
Jungleman, and then just decide, you know what? Let's play PLO. You get to make hands in this game. You get 4 cards instead. That must have been what they were thinking. I mean, it doesn't really make sense if you think about it, but that's just probably what they were thinking.
Definitely starting to bet with fives here. Set up potentially a multi-street bluff.
Okay. Well, we got working stream going. It looks kind of professional. I feel like it looks pretty professional. Oh shit! Fuck! I did the thing. Ah. Let me see if you guys can see if I just as I was talking about being professional. Let's see if you guys can see if I pull up his hand.
Easy call of the
I
three
cannot see.
bet.
Ah, it's so
Here on the left
annoying.
table, my hand is, I mean, it
I'll
obviously
figure
looks
out a way
nice.
to
It's a
fix it
flush, but
later.
it's better than it looks because
Whatever.
it's hard to make flushes in limp pots. However, the 10 kind of hurts my
See, it's not a straight
plans a little
recording. I
bit.
guess it just doesn't work with how this is
Right
set up.
table, easy
But
call.
sometimes it's good.
I think I'd probably just bet here.
Should I do this? Probably not.
Yeah. So he checks to me on the right. I mean, my hand's a
And
check.
then here.
It's a bad river.
Interesting.
Over here, he
Should I
had
do this? I mean, I can try something very cute.
eight,
Should be
six,
okay.
nine. Standard call from him. Face a
Get real
small
cute
bet.
on them.
It's on the queen of clubs. What do we make of
Sometimes
that?
they can't handle the cute.
Um,
Sometimes they don't expect it from a guy with red sunglasses on and red outfit.
going for a check raise on the turn, perhaps.
They're like, oh, well, you know, Jungleman, find some
This
weird
is
bluff
weird.
for 1/3 pot.
Do I blast off here or not? I'm gonna not.
I don't know. It's
My
like
hand's
kind of
pretty bad.
suspect, to be honest. Yeah, get the 6 to bluff with. Gonna have lots of stuff. 6 is kind of good.
I don't think he has
Club's not so good, but you know.
a flush.
Just full
Confused
flop.
here, to be
Might be
honest.
better play. All right, let
I'm
me
running
put
out
up
of
the
time.
link.
Yikes!
Oh,
How
it
did I
got it
use all my
through
time
one
bank
third
already?
pot.
Um,
Oh
I'll be
man.
curious to see that one.
Oh
I don't know. I
man.
couldn't put into words and I couldn't put into thoughts quickly enough why I had
Oh
a weird
man.
feeling. I don't
Expecting like
block
a
either
check
straight
raise a
here.
lot
I block a five,
instead,
which
I
is
guess.
kind of
I don't
bad.
know.
It's
Oh,
close.
both
I
got
think
through the
actually he probably
double
doesn't bluff with a five.
whammy.
That one's close too.
Oh
Obviously, I have the
man.
option to raise, but
Oh, he must
I
be
don't know.
very
Jungle's
sad.
not the. He seems to not believe certain lines. We'll put it that way. And so my job is to pick the lines that he does believe and bluff in those, and pick the ones where he does not believe and skip bluffs in those. Same hand of sorts. Interesting flop bet from him. He's definitely more mergy than I am with his
I'll
flop
say something.
bets. Makes raising this okay. I guess I'll call though. This is a fold. I don't know why I don't believe this at all, but my hand's so bad. Um, yeah. And here, don't go crazy with threes. The board's going to change so often. Like I have no additional equity. Nice hand and a not so nice hand. Interesting turn because I block the jack. Um, I might check and raise river. It's really questionable.
Fuck.
And
This
now
isn't
I'm
that
in a
easy
little
to
bit of
do.
trouble. My hand's just full with no straight blockers and no diamond.
Yay!
Doesn't really
Spread the
matter that I
word.
have king,
Jungleman
king,
has a
jack when he's not
voice.
repping
Spread the
hands
word.
with a king or a jack. He might even bluff
Tell
some
the
weak king
people.
X when everything gets there.
It's really hard to like
So
do
the turn
this
play
and
is kind of
also
iffy. If I didn't block the jack,
I'm trying to
then
write
I'd always be
a
betting there.
thing on Instagram, trying to make
But I don't
a
know.
declaration. Justice is coming. Tell the word. Tell the world. Falcons' time is near.
Bet here.
The jungle has risen.
On like a 9 or a 10, we'll check and try to win a showdown. On a
All right, I gotta
other card
wrap.
like
I
this, we'll
can't
bluff.
explain things, guys. I just, I need another arm. That's what I need. All right, I was straight. I'm gonna bet. Do I cripple the board? I might. I might. I fucking might.
He's going to bet a really high
All right.
frequency on the left table.
But it's so obvious if I check. No, I don't.
King
Okay,
5
whatever.
4. I think it's
Don't quite cripple the board.
interesting when he checks.
Yeah, you get a
Not sure
lot of
what to make of
folds
the
in that
check.
spot.
Start betting.
Get a lot of folds in that spot.
See, most people check a lot of straight draws, so that worries me a little. But I don't know. I
Weird
don't know.
size
I'm
by
trying to think how to
hand.
size.
Very weird size. I think my hand just sucks a little bit too much. It's not fold aces on the button.
Half pots. I view that as weak, but what am I going to do about it?
Not check back aces.
I'll lose the pot is what I'm going to do about it. I don't know. I'm not thrilled with all my options. The reason I didn't bet is because he likes to raise these turns a lot.
All right, I got something. These things aren't that easy to make while doing stuff.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice flop for our hand.
All right. I have top set. I check.
Pretty clear bet. Deuce 6 without a redraw is,
I'm gonna check
less of a bet.
raise. I'm gonna pretend at least like maybe I can
Here, this
bluff.
hand could be a raise.
There we go. I
I
have a
think it makes a
set.
pretty good raise.
Check raise. I have a set. I'm gonna check raise. Favorite country to play to travel for poker?
And so the question
Oh
is,
wow, I
do
had a set and
I
a flush draw. This
wait for
man
a
is raising.
non-spade turn,
That's a good situation.
or do
Yeah,
I stack
very
off
good.
here?
All right. I mean, maybe
Because he
he's
could
got
just
like
have
the
a...
weird ass bluff, but I'm not really buying it on this
Because it's
board.
too... If he has
I'm
king,
just
king,
gonna
10,
go
9,
all
it's
in.
going to be unfortunate on a,
Man, no way he
like,
folds. There's a way,
5 of
but it's
spades if
tough.
he bets. Although he's not
Maybe
going
he's
to
got the
bet.
weird bluff.
Mm-mm.
Does he have the weird bluff?
Yeah, let's just get it in now and
All
fold
right, I have
over
a
here.
set. Oh my god, he
Wow,
folded.
top set. So
Oh, he's
I could have
toast.
saved money on a spade
Toast.
turn, but not on the jack of clubs.
Falcons,
And we
your
are
days are
now
numbered.
losing, so
Maybe he learned from that one hand.
let's change the color to red,
Maybe he
unfortunately.
learned. Maybe he's onto something.
And down 25k, right? Wait, no.
Interesting.
3k? 30? Hold on. I raised a limp here, so I'm going to bet. Check call here. We started with 30k.
And
Yeah.
one day I'll be good at this
I lost
stuff.
both those pots.
You just wait.
So that went pretty
You
fast,
just
but,
wait, guys.
heads up PLO.
Maybe he had the weird bluff on the King Jack 3
I'm
for
gonna
like
bet.
what, like 25 big blinds? I didn't think he'd be that kind of guy.
This one, I don't know. I mean, you're supposed to have a club to bet, but I have backdoors. And supposed to is,
He does have
very
some weird bluff setting in this guy.
general,
Falcon throws in a few
blanket
curveballs.
statements like
He's
that do
mostly
not apply to
solid, this
all,
guy, but every once in a
do
while,
not apply universally.
he's got some moves.
I guess sometimes they do. But that one, I'm not confident that you just never, I don't think you never bet with, without a club.
No, fuck. God damn it. Oh, that's super tilting. I'm gonna have to sit out when I do this.
Seems a little bit close,
yeah,
actually.
It's not working. Yeah.
The way that he plays.
Love the fit. Thank you. Finally, someone gets it. All right. I know this is stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I mean, what bluff was I looking for? If it's not this banana.
Did not expect to see him bet. I guess I fold. I mean, I have the worst hand I can possibly have. No diamonds. So I guess I fold.
Boom! Got his ass. Right, you have a pair of eights, guys. So anyway,
it's weird though.
Like justify a bluff. No, it's just so insane.
The reason it's weird is that he.
Insane
well, let me
does
play
fit,
these hands first. I could probably just pot here. Yeah.
It's really hard to be creative
Doesn't
and
have
like
anything, obviously, but the reason it's weird is that like he checks, he bets flop a lot of king x of diamonds, a lot of ace x of diamonds.
My fans.
So like I guess queen out of flush draws and worse makes some sense, but it gets kind of thin.
That's really the move, though. I don't know. I don't
to
think
start
most people called bitches. That's my personal
blasting like
yeah, I don't advise
low flushes on the river, but I think he does that probably.
Don't call girls bitches.
I guess I'm gonna check raise here.
I'm gonna use a certain emoticon. I think this emoticon will help.
I mean, it's really hard to have big flushes in.
That's a complete banana on the bottom. I don't have many flushes, and he has a flush.
In
probably not
pots.
the time to bluff.
Obviously, he can have the king high flush, but so be it. I think I
full immersion.
I think I check raise there and call the
even
3-bet with 3 hearts in my hand.
Dicky-ish, you know?
I
feel like
potential bluff,
I almost
so
said the word bitches.
Well, whatever. Being results oriented. That was the only way I was going to make some money.
Bicky-ish. I mean, sometimes I just want to like limp fold, especially if it makes people think I'm stupid. You know? All right, this one I'm gonna
Small
bet
bet
my
there.
third
Here,
pot.
second nuts.
Not really an ideal board. I have top set though.
With the redraw,
Top
I'm going to
set.
start with the call.
When you have a set, you bet. That's my rule. Another jungle hot coaching tip: if you have a set, you bet. Okay.
I think I just bet here. There's a lot
All
of
right. Now I
like
got a weird
things that I can
spot. We're
deny
not
equity
that
to
deep.
and get called by that are
Let's
worse.
see
And
if
I
he's
just don't think he's
jammed
going to bet
on.
very often when check too.
I guess I'll check. I mean, if I could have like if I had a little backup, I bet for sure. I don't want to always check my sets, but I think he knows that. I don't think it matters that much. I gotta check. I gotta play some sets like they're actual sets in the spot by checking the
Guess I'm,
turn.
you have to go with the second nuts with a redraw, with double redraw here.
Well, that's not really the card I was looking for. I think I'm gonna check and give up.
Can't fold this if he leads. I did expect a lot of leads.
I do have the king of diamonds. All right, on the bottom, I have a pretty
Did
good
expect a
hand.
lot of leads.
I'm thinking about raising. I think if a heart does get there,
I don't know though.
I'm
I go
really
for
likely
it.
to get paid.
Get
He
raised
has a
here.
flush that's
Not
going
folding yet,
nowhere
but
ever.
kind of think this is
All right.
strong.
You know what? Galfond. Yeah, it's an interesting
Interesting
card.
turn.
I'm gonna check.
Obviously, good turn
That's
for
not
my
folding. Yeah,
hand and range.
let's be real. I could think about calling.
So
I
the
don't think
question is,
having the king of diamonds. The king of diamonds is actually good to have. King queen. Yeah, maybe I could think about calling actually.
I guess I just check
Maybe I will.
call. I don't know.
It's possible. No, he turned trips.
He had ace-7, nut hearts. That makes a lot of sense. Check this. Let's bet this one. I think.
On the bottom, I could do something.
Yeah.
The cutesy play.
Oh, I
Classic
have plus
cutesy
30
play.
in
Bet
red.
a
It's
quarter pot
minus
with a
30, but
combo
now it's
draw.
minus 20
That's like
or
the
15 or
play
so.
these days. If someone bets like quarter pot
Let's call.
third percent pot, they often have some kind of like showdown plus draw thing that they want to like put some money in the pot with. We got a banana. Really good at having bananas. I'm kind of into
See
bananas.
small bet on the left. Right table. I mean, I don't have a very good calling hand.
Okay, pretty normal there. At the top, I guess, yeah. Good call. Okay.
So you don't have
It's
a
a
like
decent
high betting
spot to
frequency
bluff.
here, but
I
I think
think I
this makes
could
a
go
really good
from
betting
one
hand.
street. I could go two streets. Yeah, it probably is okay to go two streets.
Block none of the pairs.
Thinking about
And
it.
even though he'll be kind of aggressive, like
He bets full
unblocking the
pot.
ace,
If
he's
he
going to
bets
check
full
back a lot
pot
of ace
before he's
X.
over, I'm out of there. About that simple.
Obviously, I need to bluff that turn sometimes as well.
All right. You guys
With
start.
a 9
You
blocker.
guys
Or
should
is this a
chat a
call or a
little
fold? I don't
more.
know. Probably a
I
fold
want to
against
hear
a
you. I want to
limper.
see you. I want to feel your
Not
presence.
against limp, of course, but against somebody
I'm
who
a
limps.
presence kind of guy.
Those are open ranges.
I even get people presents.
Strengthened slightly.
You guys want more strategy, or do you want me to keep talking some stuff? Words. You tell me. I can talk more strategy if you want. I just think a lot of stuff is basic. It's like I could go full into detail on all these spots.
Easy check
But it's a
back.
bit much. Like here, for
Easy check
example,
back on both.
I would prefer to have a heart, obviously. I have some shitty draw. Like it's for sure not plus EV to do that. Here, I can like kind of justify betting full pot, but it's kind of whack to do. Like
I
here's
mean,
also
easy
quite
call.
aggressive, but I
Mostly be
can
to
like kind
bluff,
of
but
justify it. He's obviously never folding a baby flush.
here easy call as well.
I think he's folding like a decent amount. I can get away with this stuff.
Interesting.
At the top, I think I got a bet.
So I mean, I think I need
Question
a
is
bluff.
how much?
The problem is
I'm gonna
he might
do a
just like
third
get here
pot
with
bet.
king high clubs and be like, well, let me
I
check
think
call
he's gonna
instead of bet.
fold. I think he's gonna call that a lot. I've also been bluffing more with this size today. In my hand,
Ten
I
seven.
think there's a pretty good chance he raises me.
Probably thinks I don't
He
have
has to
ten
worry a
seven
bit
because
that
I
I
check
do the
flop.
re-raise, the jungle on him. Though that's the
I
thing.
unblock clubs
He's got
though,
to
so
fear the
this is
jungle aspect into this hand.
pretty good raising hand.
Of course, he does
I
raise
want
full
him to have the
pot. I'm just gonna
flush.
fold though. I'm gonna re-jungle him because he doesn't expect the snap fold. He doesn't expect that. That's how
Eh,
you really
I
get
mean, it's pretty good raising
snap
hand. A seven
fold
is
on
better
their
for raising,
ass when they're never
but
expecting it.
can't pick your four
You're
cards
like,
every
oh man,
time.
this guy's gonna call. But then I'm
Otherwise, I
like,
just would have
no,
picked
no,
a boat
no.
and
I'm
value
gonna
raised.
snap fold. Boom, in your face. You
Or I
weren't
guess
expecting the
straight flush
full
was out.
blown bitch turnaround.
I would have
It's
picked
like
the straight
what?
flush.
Yeah, that's how it works. All right, I got the nuts, so
I'll
I'm gonna
bet
bet
big
the
with my
pot.
full range. I might start
That's
going a
my
little
logic for
smaller on
this one.
these. But that's what I've been doing.
You bet. I bet
Um,
so big. I don't know if I can get away
Interesting.
with this. Why do you bet so big?
Let's turn.
Come on, man. Like
I mean, 10 is
deal.
a good blocker.
Don't push out a bro.
Does he ever have ace
Ah,
ace? I don't
I
think
think I
so.
can get away with this.
He
This
could,
is too
though.
retarded.
He's a little
This is
wild.
this is pretty retarded. Why did I call it? I should have
I
folded
have a 6 and an
pre-flop. I
8.
think that's
The 10 is
where
good.
my
The
real
6 and the 8 are
mistake was.
bad.
I just wasn't thinking.
Ace 10.
Doctor, I don't suggest moving up to 1020 with that one
What are the
tip,
bluffs?
but with a
5,
few
6,
more tips,
7,
it might be enough. You know,
10 or 9 or ace.
this
Yeah, there are a
hand,
lot of those. All right.
close, I guess. Oh, I got him. I got
Ace
it. He
10, 5,
called me.
6.
Sweet. Let's see what he had. Yeah, I'll fix it
That
so
was one
you
of those
guys
where
can
my
actually
heart
see what he's
wasn't in
got.
it, but my
He had
mind was.
Queen 10 8 6. I did polarize pretty hard there, to be fair. It's a pretty
Sometimes
gnarly
you gotta trust
spot
your
for
heart.
him. Queen 10 8
I'm gonna
6. So
keep
he's
betting
just
here.
thinking, oh, I've got the 10 and the queen and whatever. So he did hero call, and he just thought I was bluffing a lot, which is probably true, to be fair. So maybe he won that spot but didn't. It's possible. Maybe he won some G bucks. You guys remember that?
Down 10K now.
All right, I'm not raising here. My hands kind of
Not
sucks.
that I need to
It
update
doesn't
it
really
every. I'm at
suck. The thing is
105K,
that
thankfully.
it just doesn't play. I can't raise all the nut straights there. If the dry nut straights, those are the sorts of
Mm,
hands that you want to call and wait
I'm gonna
or
bet
raise
to
until
deny
later.
equity. He's
Not
got
like
a
he
lot of
bets
just like
tiny as
8,
shit
5, 4,
again.
3 type hands
It's
that peel
time to put
flop,
some more money in this pot. Hello.
and
And
my hand's good enough
theoretically, I
to
could
bet
have some
call.
things that are not
So I'm kind of like
just
just
straights. Do I
not
want
letting
to
him
polarize?
dictate the action.
No, I don't. I mean, whatever. I don't have to play perfect according to some nerds' idea of theory. Oh, and by the way, I'm allowed to call nerds because I'm kind of a nerd too. So,
Gotta keep
yeah,
barreling on the
little
left.
see what you can do with that.
On the right, we
Talk back to me
call.
now.
Lead on a club. Lead on a queen. Do we lead on any other
The thing about
cards?
nerds is that they're not going to talk back
Do
to you
we
in that
lead
spot.
on a
I don't think a lot of people will talk back to you in that spot. To
9?
be
I'm
fair,
not
thinking
sure.
about it more. All right, so I've
Okay,
got
well, the queen of
yeah. See,
clubs.
this is what I'm talking about. Like this could happen
We
really
do.
easily. I could have like called just for this reason. And on the top table, I'm going to just call. I've got flush now. Of course, he bets full pot, and I'm hating my life. I
Okay,
think
easy bluff on the left.
bit of a wrap, but a wrap got there. I have a club. I guess he could have like a set, like a blocker. I don't think so, man. Okay, dude, you win. Up
Don't
here,
make two
ooh,
correct decisions,
this does seem
Jungleman.
like a spot Galfond would bluff. To be fair,
That'd be frustrating.
just because he would be thinking he doesn't have that many bluffs here, and that's probably true. And yeah, I mean that's probably true. I got the 3 of diamonds. It's good to have. I got the flush. I'm probably supposed to call, so I probably
He's deep
should.
in the tank.
That being said, do I block any bluffs? The 6.
Made the fold when we had the
Kind
nut
of.
flush.
I don't know. I guess I'll.
Now we
Call.
are repping the nut
Oh,
flush,
you
and he
did.
makes the
Yes, yeah, I
call.
did
Good
have a
call. I
weird
mean, he
bluff.
had a
I caught
flush,
the
which I...
falcon claws in the cookie jar.
It's not supposed to fold flush, really, but he could in that spot,
I don't know. I guess I'll
repping it
bet the
pretty
pot down
well.
here. It's kind of It's hard to get paid on the bottom. He can have some like random ace in a club or
Um,
something, I guess.
pretty good spot to raise.
I mean, he has to wonder what bluffs I have, and I'm sure he can
Ace
find
eight.
some. As because it's not that hard to find some. Okay, now he raises me. That's kind of weird. That's kind of
He can have a lot of
weird.
bluffs. He can have a lot of flushes. Blocking the ace is the best
I
card to
was not
block, so it's better
expecting
to
that.
raise this than to raise like 8-4-3.
He raises full pot too. That's kind of
16. I think this
weird.
is a check raise over here.
I don't know. He's not really the kind of guy who would run it multiple times. This one I don't know.
It's a little bit thin.
Wade, message me privately. I'll send you
King
it.
six. Does he check king six? Maybe.
Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that up top. Okay. On the bottom, he full pot, right?
He was bluffing.
I think I
This
might
time
have
he was value
fold.
betting. We can be sure of that. Or almost sure, unless he wants to. He has like 8-4, and he's just going to go for the
I think
Hail
he might
Mary.
fold. I don't know.
All
I
right,
want to
we've
check that
we've
one.
been firing some bluffs lately. They've had
I want to check that one. I think
mixed
if he
results,
does have some bluffs, I think maybe
but at least we're
I don't think
firing.
at
Down
GTO he really
15.
exploits me much. Here, I think my hand sucks quite a bit. Guess I can justify calling. Break even, maybe. Hopefully.
No spade. I think I'm
Good.
just going to check fold here. I'm going to check the eights and bluff river.
Dude, Stanley, he might have still been from One Piece. It's legit possible.
A weird
Like
river
these
now.
cartoon kind of guys are, they're very tricky. If you ever read about them in the books. Okay, I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
I'm gonna check raise, I think. Or I don't even know. Check raise seems really risky.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's weird
I'm
to half pot here
not gonna
because
touch
I'm
this. I do
repping
not have
like
the right blockers. You
boats,
you want
kind of.
the blockers you want are 9 and 10.
But
You
I
don't want
actually think
or
he'll,
maybe a
well,
jack, I guess.
he might think it's
Yeah,
a
you want
little
like a
polar,
jack.
but
Or a
I think
10
he
at
thinks
least.
I
You
like to be
don't want
tricky more than
7 and 9.
more than is good for
So
me.
I'm not gonna get too
Um,
frisky there.
too tricky for my own good. That's what I was trying to
Okay,
find the
so let me
words for.
see. Here, on the bottom table, I'm gonna go
So
for
I
the
think he
check
kind of
raise.
believes those kind of size
Hope
down
ideas.
things
We
in
hope he has
different
flushes.
scenarios.
I don't have any spades in my hand.
Jungle goes for the
Maybe he
river
bets
check
like
raise.
kings with a
Makes
spade.
sense.
Let's see what he checked back. It's important to check these things. He had like 10, 8, 6, 2. So yeah, I lose value from hands like that, sure, but like it's not really a big deal.
Easy
This
call
is
over
kind of
here.
thin with ace jack 2 6, but it's okay. On the bottom, I have a spade. I got eights. It's cool. Okay, the top is not a good card. For what I have
Not the river I would
precisely,
have
it's an
chosen if I
okay
were
card for
picking
my
rivers.
range. I'm going to check, though, because the hand
We're not going
actually
to turn
sucks
6-4 into a
for me.
bluff.
Maybe I can still win,
Ace
you
jack
know?
6.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
Sometimes you
thin,
just
but it's
win.
fine. Certainly.
Sometimes life's not that bad. Sometimes you just win. Seems like something Mickey would say. I could try to be I could straight up just do all
Easy check
this
on the
as a
right.
character. That probably would be a fun idea. I don't know if it's exactly the best idea in the world when play against Falcons
On the
himself,
left is pretty
but I
interesting.
could
I
like
actually think he's
throw
going
in
to have
some
trouble
Mickey-ish kind of stuff.
calling
Like
a
I'm a little
bet.
Mickey, you know?
So I think he's
Little
just
icky
going to.
Mickey.
I'd rather let him bet
Okay, so
himself.
here I guess I'll do this weird thing and polarize a bit and just check the river. Like that's a thing. Sometimes that happens.
It's a pretty tempting raise.
It'll shut down his check raises. It'll like force
Eh,
him to play a little face up with a lot of draws, and it'll like wamboozle the shit
he's
out of
half
him.
potting. Why is
It
he half
rips off.
potting?
Okay, so now it's getting a bit thin. I mean, I could justify betting again. I wonder if he like
Potted
calls
queen
like
10.
that.
Okay.
But the checker's so
I
small.
think raise would
That's
not work
very
against that. Here, I'm going with the small raise because he half potted with the redraw.
draw to. Yes. Okay, good. Thank Christ. Because like my
And now I'm
my
gonna
hands are
check.
really not what we're looking for. On the bottom, I have a check kind of hand. I want to see some turns. I want to not get raised. I want to see some turns. Let's see some turns. Okay, so here
It's
on the
checking king
top,
7-5.
now what I could do is actually have quite a few bluffs. I'm gonna do something like bet. What should I do? Uh, I'm gonna bet like I don't know. Okay, we're calling on the
He
bottom.
does rep flush
Keep it
draws pretty
simple.
well here, unfortunately.
On the top, I could have a lot of things. I mean,
Six
I'm gonna
eight
pretend
somehow?
like
No, he doesn't have 6-8.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm clipping too much. I could just get away with flip
Um,
potting actually.
okay.
Probably
No
what the
clubs in my
GTO
hand.
does
That's
and
not
takes
good.
like a number of 6 7s or
Does he
whatever.
have ace 5 maybe? Ace 4, I mean.
His size is
Would he
really
bluff that?
weird.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't know if his size is GTO. I think he's supposed. I think GTO just does
If
some
he
annoying
somehow has
thing
six
there.
seven, would he
Knowing in
bet? Probably not.
execution by like check raising pot and like just dividing between the
Um,
pot and not,
this is a weird one.
right?
I guess I fold with no clubs, but
The
I'm
way
a little suspicious.
TV needs you to keep poker alive. Oh, listen up. I'm ready to go on TV and keep poker alive. I can fucking do it. I'll do it myself if they need me
Blocking
to.
the 5 and turning a little bit of
I'll flip
equity, I
them the
think it's a good
bird
turn bet.
or you name it. I'll do it all. You can just
It's weird
call
because he's been
just
betting
call
these
Mickey in.
flops
He's
like
your
every
guy.
time with every
All right,
like
whatever. Just
middling
just because
strength
it's like the
hand.
nut low, I'm gonna raise full pot.
He finally
Why
checks and
is
he
he
can raise
good
turn.
IQ and is 15 years practice
All
and
right,
some
Jungle,
craziness? Me?
you got me.
You know, I got some
Fall
logic
into your
going
trap.
on too. But you see, there's lots of motherfuckers in poker that got a bit of logic, okay? If you've ever paid attention, they're all like basically robots sitting down there. I've got a little something else. That's something that don't have. I got the extras, that extra stuff. It's the difference between eating a nice steak and it being spiced up
Okay, he's
enough
three
by the right
betting.
kind of chef, if you know what I mean.
I bet he's noticed that
That's
he's
what I'm talking about. All right, so I got what do I have
twice
after this
recently
weird thing?
checked flop in a 3-bet pot, and I bet twice, and he's folded.
What should I do? What side? I'm gonna bet.
So that's something to be aware that
I'm gonna
he
bet.
might trap more than he
Yeah, we can
otherwise
do
would in
that.
some of these spots. This hand's just a fold. I know it looks kind of nice, but
He's a little bit
it's
paralyzed to
not
raise too much as a bluff in
against
that
that
spot.
sizing. Probably
There's
against
lots
half
of
pot is right
guys in
around where
poker that got
it's,
some logic.
you
Okay,
know,
they got a little logic, and they sit in there
fine.
and they're doing their math and they're randomizing 64% of the time, bet, check, whatever. Fuck that.
Okay, easy check call. Oh, I actually misread my hand here.
What's a
So now it's not. I
pageantry?
thought I had deuce 7. Um, Now it's not an easy check call. It's just a fold.
The way? It's the jungle way. It's help you
Let's
guide you
pay
through the
attention.
jungle of the poker world in real life.
I believe this is a good 4-betting hand, but
Who's leading the challenge now? Guess who? Just take a
yeah, it
wild
is.
guess. All right, so I got 4-bet with this hand. I guess. See, I should
The
know
problem
this.
is
I
it,
should
it
know what to
gets kind of
do
ugly
here.
on a lot of flops. It gets dumb. It's
That's where
dominated on.
that's a bit of a fail on my part that I don't know what to do in this spot.
Um,
I'm gonna gamble a little bit for the stream. I'm gonna call,
like a
but
lot
I
of
don't.
flops where he's
I
gonna lead.
suspect it's kind of bad, and now I got
Maybe
a
not that one.
situation of sorts. Uh,
Guess we'll bet.
yeah, now I have a bit of a situation. I mean, Mickey, the kind of guy to get in a situation over here. Uh, pageantry. I don't know what you mean. All right, well, I have two pair. I call and two backdoor flushes. Now I have a full house. Oh dear. This is getting really this is getting dicey, guys. This is really kind of a situation. Um this is really yeah, this is really this is oh, I'm scared. I'm really scared. I don't know. I blocked the king too.
Yes, he
I'm
has it
just
over here.
ah
It's
man.
weird.
I don't know what to do. This is so ugly. Oh, maybe I should
Problem on the
check.
right is
I'm
he's gonna
scared as
check
shit.
like everything.
He can't. He
And
doesn't
I
have
have a
that
weird
much of an
decision.
option to raise. If I bet, can I have bluffs? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check because he has top settle.
And I have a weird
I'm gonna
decision.
check. I'm scared. He can have bluffs. If he has bluffs, he's 1,000% betting. I know him like a peacock. Yeah, that's right. I'm real world peacock. Got king. All right, I have two eights and a jack. I'm gonna make a cute play and call. I can raise
Okay,
the
there's like
rivers.
a
The only issue is he knows I can do these kinds of
1 6% chance I can
things.
win at showdown.
So I
I just
really
don't think
have
he's
to
folding an ace
be,
when I take this
I
line.
gotta pick
So
my combos a bit. What does he
okay,
have?
full house.
What the fuck does he have? He had, oh man, he did have a bluff.
Yeah,
Okay,
king
so I
queen
did pick
four
the
deuce.
right
Okay,
line.
that all makes
And
sense.
okay, so here I'm gonna have to raise with my two eights. I got a pretty sweet
Story
card hand
checks
to
out.
raise
We're
with.
down 30,
The question is how much?
maybe more after this hand.
Question is how much? Not full
But
pot.
I think very clear bluff on the left.
I think this size might be okay. It needs to work over 50% of the time. All right, poker gods help me.
Just has the nuts or 8 8.
This could be bad. Oh, it works! It works!
I don't know. I'm always suspicious that
Ah!
he's bluffing, but
How does he not bluff in that one spot? Shit, maybe he got a weird feeling.
he shouldn't be bluffing that much in that spot.
Pot. I've got king 5 in a limp pot. There's nothing better than these stupid bluffs working. There's just nothing better. Ultra instinct. Also, I don't think I've ever gone ultra
Oh, I
instinct.
timed
I've
out
gone
because
god mode. I've
this
dyed my hair blue, but not ultra instinct. We got to
is
work on
unfortunate.
that.
I was going to call.
Unfortunately, I need to be in a little bit better shape and not binge. I
It's
binged
this
like an
weird thing
idiot
where
the other day. I'm really
your
mad at
time bank is
myself.
auto activated once you put money into the pot.
So stupid.
So
But the good news is
in
it's quite rare. Every
99%
once in a while,
of
I
river
have these weird binges.
situations, my time bank auto activates, but when it goes limp check pre, it does not.
It's kind of, it's kind of a funny strategy.
And this is such a strong hand. It feels kind
Being
of
in
a
the
shame
jungle
to
kind of does help. It gives you
raise
perspective
right
on
away.
things, and
But
you get nature around you.
here we go.
All right, I have overpair and open ended. Pretty good, not amazing. Gonna call. Yeah,
That's
when you have
good.
nature around you, it really heals you a bit when you get wounded. So having a little jungle behind you really gives you some perspective and gives like
Standard to
some
small bet.
animal energy, some natural, some natural stuff going on. Okay, so I still have an overpair, and he's bet small. I could do something really cute and raise small.
Right table
That's
I
actually like super cute. The bottom
probably
end
need
bet
to
pot.
bluff half
I think
pot,
I
but he doesn't let
good
me.
spot for it. Okay, so here, should I do this? I have a 4-2. I don't know. I'll just call. Now I have a straight.
What does he have here? I
The
think I need to
size
just
on these
pot.
ace 3-6 type boards is either half pot. I mean the or 1/3 pot. What does this guy have? I have this 4 of diamonds.
I don't think
What does he have?
I don't think checking works. He has too much showdown. Like he has showdown value. Just only well, not always, but almost always has showdown value. The question is he more likely to bet
Yeah, it's a little,
than he
I'm
is
a
to
little
call
German, by the way. That's
with a
why.
hand like 3-3? I think probably not.
About 140 just to fuck with him. Okay. So I'm a little. I have kind of the feeling that he's bluffing here, but I don't know with what. I don't understand what he has. I have pretty bad blockers to call with. I don't have a pair. I have a diamond too. I don't understand his hand. I guess I fold. I don't know. I have the feeling that he's bluffing
4-3.
somehow.
Ah, that's too bad. I thought he was
I
gonna
don't know
call.
how though.
This might be an okay pot. I don't know actually.
really want to do something cute on the bottom. I got kind of some spice. You know what? I'm just gonna fold though. I probably have a lot of those combos. All right, this is an interesting one up top. I am going to check.
I wonder what he
I
had.
don't think there's really that. These spots are really strange. I'd be really interested. I really should look at these spots in the sim because I'm really curious how the sim balances those spots. Because I'm gonna
Probably just
go
showdown king
again
10
for the
high.
check raise. Like I don't block tens or jacks or nines, which he could totally value at. He could value at thin too.
I
The
think so.
king would lead me towards betting. One thing for sure in these spots is if you have an
Let's
ace,
go
you
for the
should
check
lean
raise.
towards. No, if you have an ace, you should lean towards checking. If you don't have an ace or king, you should lean towards betting. Okay, so he just had some random piece of shit he decided not to bet with. Okay, whatever. Whatever, Galfond.
Interesting. So on the right, this turn is a bet, but it's kind of a, I don't know how to
Jabrail. I don't know
describe it.
what Jabrail is. 25, 50 cent
It's a
and
merge,
50 cent at 10.20. What's the difference?
but blocking, top two,
The
blocking turn
difference
two
is
pair is really valuable.
they
And he can
respect your
fold some
raises
dry
at
jack
25,
three.
50 cent. Okay, this table with Jack
What do
4,
I
I'm
do
going to get
here?
out of this. I
Raise,
block the
call.
draws a little bit, and my hand's not that great. I'm going to get slightly tape fold, I guess. Well, he makes it really small. The thing about these small raises is there's not going to get that many folds. As you can see, I'm going to peel with my aces. And I'm going to river an ace. No big deal. Probably not a great spot for him. Is my wild guess.
Hmm.
If I'm going to be
Hmm.
really honest, I'm going to say this is not a great spot for him. I got some kind of random hand on the bottom. I'm just going to check. Pair of sixes. I guess it wins sometimes. Bad news for Galfond. Falcons. Okay, well, I'm going to raise. The question is how much.
It's a weird river spot. As is that. He probably has a flush actually on the right. Left table. I mean, it's a kind of obvious potential bluff spot,
I don't
but
know if this is the right size or not.
the nine and the deuce matter not really at all. Ace four, ace eight.
Falcons, yeah.
Um,
This is where he can't handle the jungle. That's the jungle is not the Falcons' natural habitat.
hmm. He's jungle. That's the problem. But
I could have
I
the
think
Ace of
I
Hearts
think
thing.
I don't
Ah,
know.
man, it
I
looks like
think
he
even
made
though
like
he's
some kind
jungle,
of
he
fold
might not
there.
do that enough.
I don't know.
We'll never know.
Well, there's a couple things going on. Hmm. What about small on the
Interesting river
bottom?
on the right. He's only repping better hands than
I
mine,
should
but
probably work in some more bet three
can't
bets.
fold a straight with a club yet. I think he's betting
I'll do
80.
a
I'm
one
just gonna
and
call.
done at the top, I guess. Two threes. Maybe not. Maybe I will do something. Okay, I saved money against two tens. So that's nice. Whatever, dude.
Okay. I mean, I guess I
I'm
win,
low
but
on
there's no
time bank
point
at
in
the
betting.
top. Something to watch. Personally, I always go out to the woods when I'm wounded. Yeah, well, see, the woods have some healing properties. I went to the woods once when I was sick, and I got healed. Jungle voodoo stuff.
On the offsuit three, this is a good turn
Everyone
bet.
should do what?
On the three of spades, I think it's just a check.
I don't suggest necessarily
Let's
going.
call
It
and
can
flop
hurt,
a
I
set
guess,
of
if you're sick
deuces.
and you go into the woods. How bad could it be? Don't go in the woods, guys. All right, this ace's hand
I
I can
think this
actually
is just a
value
good
bet.
check call hand.
I can check too. I'm gonna check. I think. Twos are good for blocking.
And it's supposed to be a pot only spot. Check
bets
call
full
here.
pot. That's so weird. I think I'm gonna check call. I think my hand's good enough
Well
for
played
that.
by. I mean, he's supposed to bet that. It's standard from him. Here we get
Okay, now this
called.
hand got weird. I don't think
Interesting
this man has a
turn.
set. I don't think this man has a set, but does he have 5-6?
Weird
That I don't
spot.
know. Oh shit. Whatever. That's okay anyway.
I think I half pot rather than. It's a weird one.
I do wish I led full pot, but whatever. I didn't realize my thing was that low. All right, Galfond. That's kind of scary to be fair. Whatever, dude.
Okay.
You did have a set. That's
Nothing
so
he can do.
weird. What the fuck? Oh, he really
I
got
think
me.
in theory he's supposed to check jam that flop, but
He potted the flop
those
with the
spots are really
set?
awkward. Or actually
What
open
the
pot
fuck?
is maybe what he's supposed to do. I think he's supposed to open pot the
That's
flop.
so weird. I want to see the logic behind that one.
Yeah, let's fold. This is close. Down closer to. Okay, that's going to be an interesting spot.
This 10-6 hand, I'm going to bet 1/3 pot. Well, I got owned on the
I'm
aces
obviously
hand.
calling on the right.
It could have been a good
On the
nit and
left,
just
I'm
check
going to
fold,
check.
but then I wouldn't be Mickey. Mickey would not check
It's a
fold that.
pretty weak
That's aces
Jack
backdoor
5 combo.
for me.
So I think checking makes sense.
Okay,
We'll have
so on the
pot.
bottom table, I'm gonna check. Don't have any hearts. I've got 2 pair. Good win.
This is interesting. I think we just have to blast off.
All right, you know what, Galfond? Just take it, man.
Check over
I'm a little
here.
sad he didn't bluff with the on that one board. Maybe he was weirded
Bottom
out by
10.
something. Maybe my timing was off.
Not as
It's possible.
pots are not as huge
I mean, to be
as
fair, I'm
they
like my
were
time is kind of whacked in a lot of spots here.
yesterday, or at least
Fuck.
the swings aren't. Though I
And
guess the
like
pots are
checking there
of
too.
similar
I gotta
size.
get this time bank working. I mean, checking there is kind of okay anyway. The good news, but it's indicative of a life week. Maybe it'll work out.
Um, I mean, it makes sense with a lot of value hands. I don't know. Seems like a fold.
Not really a spot he expects to get raised there much.
Makes sense with some
there.
bluffs too over there, of course. But
So another good news, I'm able to rest my feet and talk to
low
you
on time
guys.
bank. So
Benevidi. Who's Benevidi's manager? Let's lead here just cause. You can't always go for the check raise. I mean, he can raise me too.
good bet here. It's a little too thin, I think, to pot.
Benevidi had a manager.
I think this makes a good small bet because I block like the ace and the queen. So he's gonna have more like
Benevidi
9x,
should be
10x,
known as
jack or
Vivaldi.
something. I think that's turn
He's
with
not
pot,
much of
jack,
an
jack.
artist though. Vivaldi was like was pretty wild artist. Vivaldi had red hair,
Whereas
by
if I have
the
a
way. It
queen,
was called the
unblocking the
Red
ace is
Priest.
different. He actually had ace 8.
Like
I thought he
the
bets.
rock stars back in the
I thought he
day
usually
were like
bets flop and usually bets
artists.
turn with that hand. So
Times have changed a
something
little.
to keep an eye on.
Like
He's
the pizzazz was still there, right? He
playing a
still
little
had the
more
red
coy.
hair. Think about it like that. Okay, so 6 does make me the
betting
nuts.
here's got to be the play.
I'm gonna bet 3/4 pot. I got the blocker too. I'm not looking for a raise.
Thrilling, facing a big bet.
Here
but
I got a flush
calling.
draw. I got a 5.
Queen 6 3 3.
Stuff. Got check. That was not the turn I was looking for. Let me tell you guys.
I think this might
That
just
was
be a
not
give
the
up
turn.
with no 5.
It was really not the turn. I could keep betting.
Eh,
Is that a good move? I don't know.
might have worked against that. Might not have. 8-5's a
I have an 8
pretty
too.
decent calling hand.
I do have the nut blocker. I guess I could. It might be bad. On the
That's
top
big.
table,
I
we
think I
got the
just have
nut
to fold.
blocker. Oh, and a queen. Interesting. I think I am supposed to bet. It's my favorite non-poker book. I've got a lot of
I just
books
have to
actually. I
fold.
probably
My
read
range is
more
pretty
books than
strong on that card.
Galfond, than Falcons. I would bet money I've read more books than him.
Nice bluff,
I've read more
Jungleman
books than
Dam.
a lot of poker players. I would really have to think about it. Okay, I turn it straight. I'm gonna check. My
So 20.
favorite book.
Check with King
What is
Queen.
it? I really
Of
like
course.
Principles. That company ran by Ray Dalio sounds like a fucking dream. It sounds like straight up utopia. Reading about it, it's crazy. All right, he did have. I've got thin value from his King Queen. The George Orwell book is
Makes
good. I mean, you,
sense.
you guys see what George Orwell has done. He couldn't. I don't know. Maybe he could have spoken out against the communist regime at the time. But that's like what artists often did. Is they said things without saying them. I mean, I'm doing that a bit myself actually, but I don't know if you guys are picking up on all the things that I'm saying. Communication is a lot of different things.
Interesting.
Supposedly Hemingway is really good. I never thought I'd be the kind of guy I'd be really into this stuff, but now I'm like kind of getting there. Never thought I'd
Checks.
be the kind of guy for a lot of things, to be fair.
I'm actually gonna check.
All right, I could one and
I
done
feel
this
like he's
bottom
just.
one.
I
I'm
feel like he has
deciding
a
to
really
go
weak
for the
hand.
check
I don't
bet
know.
check.
That's
I often take that line. On
that's
the
how I feel.
top, I could bet small.
Beat all the 2 pair, but man, it's
Do that.
tough to
Um, maybe
have
half
a
pot's
diamond.
better. I
So
normally don't take this line actually. I don't even know why I took it this
well,
time.
let's just call here.
It's okay. It's probably a
Still
little
think
bit
he has a
better
weak
against
hand. He
Galfond
might have
than
turned 2 pair
normal.
or something.
At the bottom, I have no idea what bluff this dude could have. He wins. Okay, and at the top, I think it's time to just like lose his hand, basically.
Hmm.
Guys, any suggestions for me? Let me know right in the box. What do you want me to talk about? I'll talk to you a little bit, not that much. I got Mickey's got stuff to do. But I will talk a bit. And what else will tell me if you want me to talk more strategy, talk about more Hemingway, you name it. I got a wide range. Okay, we're gonna fold up top. Try not to waste the time bank anymore.
Thought he might keep bluffing if
I
he
don't
had a
know if
really
you
weak
guys are having
hand.
a conversation with
So maybe I was
each
wrong.
other or not. That's a wide range of spirit animals, Ernesto. Let me tell you.
Mm.
That's a very
Excuse me.
wide range of spirit animals. I do have some things. I got a little bit
Because
in
it's Bear's
common with
birthday today,
Tony G. I wouldn't say
when our son barged in
the
our room at
commonality is like
5
that
a.m.,
big.
it's my job to get
I
up with
don't
him.
want to like say that it is also for a certain
Um,
reason. But there's a similar kind of spice going on. It's also good for TV.
just check call with 998.
I guess I'll check. It's not really a great hand. It's kind of annoying because I do let draws get there sometimes. On the bottom, I'm gonna polarize. This man has a full house. He has a full house. He has a straight. He has a straight. At the top, I'm also going to bet pot. I think. Right? Yeah.
I kind of don't believe him here, but what am I? I
Whatever.
mean, am I calling with
Whatever. I'll
nines?
bet pot actually. It's turn 3. Do you think he's old enough for me to teach him about the birds and the bees?
Six,
Um,
five, sure.
yeah, I don't know
I
how
don't
you're
know.
gonna
I don't
do
believe him.
that
I mean,
though,
it's a terrible
Vincent. How
calling
are you
hand,
gonna
but
teach him about
just
the
kind of
birds and the
okay, he
bees?
has it.
You're gonna teach your dog about that at 3 years old. That's gonna be a bit of a challenge. I mean, I have some ideas, but I don't know if I should suggest them.
Hmm. Close one on the left. I don't Like,
All right, he called me real
don't
light
believe or
there
disbelieve.
on the 5-5 board.
Just kind of don't have an
He
opinion.
called me with Jack 9
Hold this to
8
three bet.
9.
I mean, it's probably not an open,
That's
but
a real
it's the worst that could happen. That
banana.
was sort of the worst that could
I don't
happen.
really know what he was thinking there. That's an interesting call. He must have thought I was polarized and was bluffing a lot. You guys are so quiet. I know you guys are out there. I know you guys are out there. Like, some of you guys think I can't talk that much strategy just because I say a lot of nonsense. It's not true. I can talk quite a bit of strategy. That's the one thing I'm realizing is maybe I should talk a little bit more about this stuff. Vincent, your dog maybe... Oh, yeah, he might identify as a cat. That would be too funny. Are there dogs that identify as cats?
So remember, I said
I
he's
think I want a cat that
seen me.
identifies as a
He's
dog.
like
That
check
would
fold
be
flop, check
ideal.
folded turn a few
I hope I
times.
don't
So
get canceled for that
I
comment, but
am
that
being
actually probably would be the
cognizant
GTO
of
pet
possibility I'm
situation.
being trapped. This hand is not the
Going on
worst betting hand. It's
top.
not the
I can
best
get
betting
away with
hand
betting.
either.
I'm gonna pretend like I got. I mean, I don't really have Queen 9 actually when you think about it, but it's gonna be really tough for a lot of his hands there. I should watch my combos with bluffs in those spots just in case, because he does pay quite attention to what I could possibly have based on whatever. I guess no, don't fold, don't fold. Oh my god. I actually don't know very much at all
You can
about the
just check call here.
transgender,
I think it's too
like
thin to. Is it too
trans
thin to pot though?
situation at all. I
No, it's
don't want
not. I
to, I
should have
do
potted
not understand.
because
I mean,
he
I
doesn't
kind
have
of get
six
it. I
seven
kind of
often.
don't
He's not
get
going
it.
to jack seven.
I don't want to touch it.
Or watch him call
It
very
seems
often.
like I'm just not qualified. There's definitely some like
It's just a
controversy going on
call.
there. I didn't realize I
Like it's
accidentally
an okay
offended
raising hand,
that
but
girl on
I
Twitter, and
think
it
having
took
a
me
seven
like
as
2
well makes
weeks
it
to
more of a
figure
call.
out why I offended her. It was like so confused at the
He was going
time.
for value, and I think that's a good value bet.
It was like, what is going on? It was like in the straight up Twilight Zone. Someone must have got a good laugh.
Okay.
But
Easy
when
check
I
down here.
knew what transgender meant, then I like almost felt bad. I felt bad. I was very conflicted though. What's going on at the bottom? Some weird, really weird hand. I'm gonna check. I want to see some turns. All right, so
Guess I'll check
yeah,
back here.
I have the it. I kind of am pretending I have aces or something like that now. Looking for a check raise. That being said, I actually do think I think he has the occasional bluff in this spot. On the
It's a weird line
bottom,
as a bluff, but Jungle's the one to do
interesting.
it. So I'm gonna
I
call
think I'm
with
gonna
an
go for
ace
the
and a
check
king
raise. This is an
and
interesting
a
bluff to
seven. They're
have
all
later
good.
on if I just I could go
So I
for a
block
bet
seven
actually
seven, but he still had it.
because I can bluff quite some cards where I don't normally have it. I kind of like bet on second thought. I was thinking to myself to check raise.
I think potting turn is good here.
This is
And
gonna
I'm
get
repping exactly one
weird real
hand or two
fast.
hands really. Five
I
five
might like
and
pot commit
6 7, but
myself.
actually like 9 5 7 and stuff like that. I just bet. So
Well, I have a wrap. I could just gamble that he doesn't have.
I guess I bet fold this.
I could just gamble that he doesn't have 6 7. I guess any ace 3 4 7 makes me a straight and a flush draw. Uh, is this okay? Does he bet straights like this? This
It's
may be
weird that he
bad.
goes under pot.
Only
So
because
I
I'm
have
really screwed by 6 7. I was thinking to myself, do I have to call it off? What happens
two
on the
pair I would call.
rivers? It's a Mickey with an E. Kind of like Mickey
to
Mouse,
win
but an artist version.
an open
I'm
ender
the
with a
modern
pair. He
day
might be
poker artist.
bluffing. The problem is he might have queen jack 10 and
AI,
it gets pretty ugly.
Chat GPT. You know, I am a bit curious about AI. I think it's going to be incredibly powerful very soon.
It's really hard
I
for me to have the
think,
best hand with five.
yeah, this is a really weird one, AI. I do want to. I actually do want
I'm
to
gonna
go to
let him
Perth
have
at some
it.
point.
He might
Oh, I gotta
like. I
show it.
find the sizing so
Show the
strange.
bluff.
Yeah,
I forgot I
he
could
bluffed me.
show.
I find the sizing so strange.
These weird ass
Um,
spice balls so much versus this guy.
and it definitely made me suspicious. But I mean,
Um, I heard an opinion lately. I could see how this could be true by definition.
he
Actually,
got me.
I heard an opinion lately that by definition, um, AI like must turn evil. The evil being essentially falsehood, right? Because evil and what's good, basically the extreme version of evil is just not truth. I mean, evil's even like a bit of an exaggeration. It's almost like not really good to look at it that way. Uh,
Like, yeah,
it would
if I
take me
had
a
any
full blown
two pair or
video to
something, I would not
explain this,
fold.
but
But
basically, evil and good.
with the bluff
The
portion of
difference
my
between
range,
evil and good.
you know,
Good is truth.
I don't know.
Evil's not truth.
Nice
Basically.
hand, Jungleman Dan.
Um,
Well earned
and
for sure, because that's a risky
so the
move
more
to make.
separated from reality that you are, the worse
I wonder
quality
if
of
he's
life
going with.
ultimately that you have, and the more basically
I guess he's going with it against a jam, and we're flipping. Because he
wait
had
one
a
second.
pretty good hand. I mean, he had a
Okay.
lot of equity
The
with his
more
whatever, with his pretty bad hand.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Checks
lot of
to me over
variations of this
here.
in real life. It's better if I give you guys some examples, such as,
Start with a
for
check.
example,
We'll call here.
if you're like dating and like someone is writing all your messages, or someone is writing the messages to you, this is like
Well, that
not an
gets there on the
authentic
5,
relationship, right?
fortunately.
Um, right? Because like someone else is doing it for you. I was thinking in myself, OnlyFans,
Could go for value
where
here,
there's
but
like this team of
gonna check.
fucking dudes that are talking to these girls. It's
And
crazy.
now,
And then the reverse is actually happening now, where like you can now
guessing I'm gonna
hire
fold
chat BB. You
my
can get
5.
an AI to talk to
I'm gonna
girls
show down my 9/8.
on like Tinder or whatever. It's
Lose.
insane. Like imagine this clearly isn't right. There are many more variations of this
Let's
in
call.
dating going on, and we're leaning more and more towards like straight up fucking
It's
robots.
supposed to be a 3 bet,
Unless something is done.
but he's playing a little
Top
tight pre
priorities in
flop.
life:
All right, we're
save
down
the
30.
world. Mickey Angelo's
Feeling
on it.
okay about our plays.
Uh, Try to be happy, I guess, is a good one.
I think I just
Push
pot
myself a
pot.
little
It
too
gets a
hard.
little thin,
I'll
but
get some children eventually. Some little jungles, jungle it up.
this is a weird one. I'm gonna pot because
Yeah, hopefully you
he
guys
could
understood
fold
that.
some
It's
like
not exactly an
dry
easy thing for me to
kings
explain, even
and
though it
could
is
call with
totally on
worse.
brand. Uh,
And now
I got two annoying hands here.
I think it's a
I
little too
decided
strong
to
to
really
bluff with.
spice
I
it
don't
up on
know.
these hands, like a little bit too loose in both
I
spots, if
don't
we're
know.
really honest.
Here, this is a check for
Looks like
sure.
on the bottom, I should bet. I don't have that many bluffs here. I mean, I have a decent amount.
Both are check raise
On the
candidates.
top, I check.
I think this makes a really good check raise on the right.
About trance movie. What is a woman? I don't know, man. I don't want to go there.
He has a.
Oh, what I'm talking about is actually very intellectual.
It's not the best
Read the
blocker, but
book. Read the book
it's
Force
pretty
versus
good.
Power. It hints at the dynamic between
Because
good
it's
and
just
evil.
hard for me to have like if I
Like
bluff the
essentially light
turn
is like
with a heart,
power
then I'm
and
just bluffing the
evil is
river.
like force.
So
There's quite a good
I think the
comparison.
check raise looks very
I don't know if he
credible.
exactly says that, but that's a good way of looking at it. I raised a little
I
bit
think
too big here,
basically
but whatever,
anything
it's okay.
worse than a jack high flush, he's folding there.
It definitely seems like the universe operates that way.
Uh,
Didn't know any better, so it shouldn't have been an issue.
that
I
one.
don't think you offended it. It definitely looks like other people are not shy about getting into the mix of this topic. I don't want to be canceled. I don't even
Call here and
understand it
bluff
really.
river.
So I'm cool with people being trans or having any kind of sexual orientation or identifying with whatever they want to
If he bets, I'm
identify.
not
As
going to
far as
bluff
I'm
raise some
aware,
9 of spades. But if he checks, I think it's a very
I've seen
credible
some weird ones though.
line.
Okay,
I'm gonna
this one
bluff
I'm not
with.
going to bluff because I block straights. I want him to fold straights.
Um,
Pairs, it's not the worst bluff combo because I don't block pairs at the bottom. Why did I do this? why I peeled there. That's stupid. Getting a little distracted. I'm into the whole like
I don't
good and
know. I
evil
maybe should
thing.
have bet on the left.
I thought a lot about that one. Okay, just making sure I didn't have a straight up on that table. I thought maybe I folded it straight for a second.
Free with all the back doors. I don't know about this one, to be perfectly honest with you.
I think popping my collar is on brand, actually.
It's probably a
I'll
call.
pop my collar. Mickey's collar would 1,000,000% be popped, especially with how this one's gone down.
Very weak version of 9-8. I'll check this one.
Yeah.
And you saw me do that earlier with Jack 5. It's not like a trap. It's just that my hand's not that good with dry 9-8. But it's nice to have the board coverage.
There was the Picasso, now there's
when
Mickey.
when you do
If you
hit the
guys
9 of
watch the
8
stream, I
to
created
actually
some
be
art.
able to have a full house.
I
So you'll be just 2-pair,
I
become
gave
check
Nick
backs, not to
Airball a
trap.
painting. I made him my
But
bitch.
just
I
because
called
they're
him my
not good
bitch
enough.
multiple times. He said, yeah, you're right. He didn't even deny it.
I'm just gonna bet
He's like,
half pot.
yeah,
It's very thin. It's very
yeah.
thin. But
That's what he said.
he's like,
I didn't know I was gonna get a new bitch when I went on the show.
I don't know. I think he's playing a lot of better hands differently. The exception of
Spots.
Queen Jack Jack 7, which might check raise. Cool. Left table.
Basically, I had a lot of Stuart. Basically, I had a lot of. I had been thinking a lot of things. I took like some secret notes in my phone for a while, and I had a spiritual transformation actually of sorts when I was 12 years old that you guys didn't know about, and I didn't even know it would be considered that. And it was like at some point, I was trying to like rationalize religion basically to try to make sense of it. And at some point I was like, oh my god, I don't know. There's none of this. I can't make sense of this. I kind of gave up. But I basically decided at some point
I don't understand his sizing
that
scheme.
if religion makes sense, it's got to align with logic. It's got to like
his sizing
actually
strategy
check out logic.
In so many different spots he's using.
And so I just kind of put it to the side. But I had all these things going through my mind for a while. And then one day they all there's like this point I just realized something about actually Jesus was a big part of it, and I realized something about the whole patterns of the world.
Doing some emergy stuff. Like, I'm ahead. I have some equity.
All the things I was thinking about made a lot of sense, and it just completely blew my mind. For 4 days. For 4 days, I had ecstasy for 4 days, no drugs.
Bluffs like that. That's a little mergy.
I'll make some videos about that stuff later because while I'm streaming and have a jungle background and I'm making it up, it's the message is going to be a little bit diluted. And playing Falcons and taking down Falcons, it's really not the ideal time for philosophical discourse, guys. I gotta take down a fierce competitor, one of the fiercest known in the entire poker world.
Straight,
but I can get a little philosophical on the side because I'm just that kind of guy. All right, so what's going on over here?
Nice to have a hand that can check call because then it looks like I have nothing to, bluff with on the river.
Yes, I don't even know. I kind of wish I didn't tank. Destruction isn't necessarily evil. Truth and untruth. It's more like truth and untruth.
Here we'll bet full range.
I really would have to explain that a bit better. Here I'm gonna raise for all kinds of reasons.
Yeah.
I have a set, so that's one good reason.
In love with my
I want him to board to pair. That would be a great situation, and for him to pot lead into me. But he just folds, which is what I did not want him to do.
That makes a pretty good check call. The problem here is that he does keep calling with Queen other 10 a lot of those, and so then I get stuck.
So I'm gonna have to
making a river decision. And so I actually dislike this. I think I should check call.
The question is, yeah, I mean we got to raise. Oh shit. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake.
You gotta raise something.
Don't like when I make mistakes.
a bit of a weird, awkward situation just
He
because
is
the
punishing
stack
me
sizes
for
are a
it.
little funny, but I definitely have to raise. Actually, the Luke, Darth Vader, and all of that, all those. I have a theory that all those franchises kind of allude to the same thing. Like
Problem is,
that,
like, he
the
actually
whole
has a lot
good
of
and evil
equity with
thing
his
isn't just in
semi-bullets.
the
It's pretty annoying.
religions, isn't just in those like
Um,
arbitrary religions. It's in the fucking
and he
stories.
just has
It's
value
in within
sometimes.
us.
I'm gonna let him have
It's
it.
that much of a real thing.
It's not even out of the
I don't
question
I
that he
don't
has
know who
Ant-like Kings,
Nicasso is.
which
Is he
has me
is
dead.
he cool?
And I'm gonna bluff all board pair rivers.
Oh, you mean Picasso? Nick is a modern day. It could be Picasso actually.
Okay, we're down 40 now after that unfortunate series of
He said
events.
he claimed to be a modern day poker Picasso. All right, I had two pair and a gut shot.
A half pot. I'm repping like 7-8. I mean, this is
Funnily
similar
enough,
hand
Thoth's
in hand
prophecy
strength,
came
but
up for me. I'm not particularly familiar with
does he think I'm gonna
Thoth's
bluff?
prophecy.
I don't know. He might actually just really, really believe this, which makes
I'm
the
trying
bet
to
not that good.
check the stream. Now he bets very small. That's kind of strange. Okay, can I call here? He can have some bluffs. He can have some bluffs. Yeah. I don't know. You know what's funny? You know what's funny actually is that I uh I found this outfit saying, "Okay, I want to look like the
Hmm.
biggest douchebag possible."
Every
And
session
I
I've
gave
been
it I told
losing
my
at the
assistants
start.
this
I mean,
and
this
they're
isn't the
like,
start. This is the middle. But
okay, here's what we found. And I'm looking at these outfits and I kind of like them. I'm like, "Uh-oh."
not gotten off on the right foot in these.
But the thing is, like, it compliments on these,
Let's
and I
pop
kind of
pop.
like things that are a little bit outrageous. And I didn't go. I don't know. I'm not being a douche in a conventional way, or like the real way. The meaning of it. I'll have to get a double a double opinion just to make sense. I'm not really trying to go in that category. Although
I don't
technically I
believe him,
am
but it's pretty hard to call with
by the literal
tens.
definition of the word arrogant
These
because
bluffs are gonna
I
have
am overconfident in my
overcards, and
abilities.
I don't know.
But I'm aware of it. So
Much better hands to call
tailor
with,
it
I
back
guess,
a
the
little
better
bit.
way to
That's my
say it.
natural tendency though. All right.
Pretty similar cards in my
So
hands.
yeah, I mean I think this stuff is cool.
He checks.
It pops.
This time I'm gonna bet.
I don't know why. And I'm really hoping he does not bet all their streets here.
Really know what to make of this.
Okay, I have a flush. I could probably find a way to have a bluff. I do have
Range
an
on this
8.
board.
That's not ideal. Now,
Probably has King Jack.
did you guys want to hear more of that stuff? What's a noble lie? I want to hear some noble lies. That's pretty funny. I didn't know there were noble lies out there.
Weak
Okay, the
flush.
bottom table, I got 3 bet. I
He's
have a pair of
10 or
sixes
something
and
like
a
that.
10.
Is he turning?
And
Problem is he can have like
yeah, I guess
Jack
I'll
8
just
or better. He has
fold.
so many value hands. It's just too hard to call.
All right. I mean, I can definitely work that angle. I was gonna do that, and I was actually gonna make content in that angle anyway. Did you know, by the way, that there are some references to
Bet
Hinduism
here.
in anime and
A
things
bit
like
on both.
that? I heard in One Piece there might be, but I might be making that up. But there is in Dragon Ball Z.
Could
For
go big or
example,
small on the left. I went
um,
small. I
well,
think it's
there is
okay.
in Dragon Ball
And then
Z and in a little bit in Mass Effect. Only in that God was portrayed as like a child. The God is essentially in Hinduism. God is essentially portrayed as a child
I don't think
because
going
there's like the God
small,
King
like,
Krishna.
I'm not really repping the straight when I go small on turn, so going small on
Okay,
river is not going to
we'll
trick
do
him, I
the
think, into raising
tiny bet
weak flushes.
on the bottom. Oh, for not a raise.
Hmm.
I think in other cartoons too, like they often reference like Hinduism, ironically. All right, top table, flush draw. Sort of a gut, almost a gut shot. All right, Galfond, you win. You need to lead more to get these raises. Maybe he's raising them a lot. I mean, that's obviously part of the range. One definition of evil that I heard that I liked that seems to work is the energy of separation. Inherent in falsehood is separation, by the way. What is falsehood? Oh, by the way, in acting, actually, truth and falsehood are pretty important. Allegedly, when you act, part of your soul is revealed. I've got a weird hand on the bottom. I'll get a little feisty, even though I hate these spots, because it's kind of
Hmm.
like with these spots you can turn up with a ton
I don't
of
have
bluffs
much
later, and it
equity
really
here, so
sucks. So
I'm
you're
going to
forced to
check.
play passive. It's very similar to when you call in the big blind wide. You are forced to play passive because you have shit a ton of the time. In no limit, you have to check fold your queen four offsuit or whatever it is. So you have to play more passive on later streets, unless they just like let you win all the time, which Mr. Galfon is not exactly doing.
It's too hard to win at showdown, so I'm going to bluff
Yeah, that's
on both
correct.
tables.
Wake Monte, more like Wickmani. That sounds like a philosophical name. That sounds like a philosophical name. Yeah, modern name Biznatch. Oh, by the way, I learned something funny lately, which is that I'm not gonna race here only because I'm a million bluffs. I do have like a premier bluff hand almost. I would rather have like 8-9-2 actually. I just for sure he's got like a flush or nothing. Actually, he might have
Got to fold
nothing.
at least one of them,
Thinking
right?
about it more. Um,
Hmm.
okay, was bluffing there. I might actually
It
call.
wasn't that one.
He might have nothing. That's a very realistic hand to have. He might have nothing.
Wasn't that one either.
Ah, I called him. I got him.
That's a really thin call,
The
both on
Galfond
flop and on river. So he really didn't believe me.
Falcons.
I
Your
wonder why he
days
didn't
are
believe me on river.
numbered. I did let him borrow it actually. How do you guys know about that?
It doesn't really matter that he blocks a deuce or a nine. Nine a little bit. Deuce it doesn't.
I let him
Because I'm
borrow the
repping
necklace
flushes.
that represents the Sri mantra. It represents the evolution of the universe. It's the most powerful
He
symbol
doesn't
in
believe you. He
yogic
doesn't believe you.
culture. It's supposed to also represent fractals, by the way, like the mathematical fractals. I wonder what
Sometimes what
Galfond
happens
is
there is
thinking as I'm like taking
I'm in
him
his spot and
down
I like
and
think
talking
forever
about
about
like
raising the
the
river and
Sri
then I'm like, no,
mantra
I'm
and
not
like
going to. And
AI
then
and
I'm like,
all this
well, maybe
stuff.
I'll just call.
Stay thinking, what's
Whereas if
going
you
on
got
over
a kind
there?
of pure bluff catcher, you think along the lines of call or fold the whole time rather than waste a lot
You
of
know,
mental
that's
bandwidth thinking
hunting
about,
wild game is one of my good
well, do have
pastimes.
bluff.
I need one with a bit of fight in them though. You know, it sometimes it gets too easy and you're like kind of sad about it. I was like, uh, it's kind of like with Predator. You know, you don't want it to be too easy. You want them to struggle a little bit. I'm like basically a poker predator.
This is thin
All
on the
right,
left, but
yeah, I'm gonna
I
check.
think with the
Flush is
queens and
not
the gut shot,
good,
it's good.
and looks like you rivered a straight.
I also get to like check raise on a nine river.
I got the tanked up on. Don't worry,
Here he
I got you covered.
had
The number one hat and a
7.
beer holder and a straw. I mean, I can do that too. I
Oh,
can do
this is
lots of things.
interesting. Do I small bet? No, it's too thin.
This is a really weird hand at the top. I'm thinking to myself, I probably have the best hand, but I, yeah, I'll bet actually. I was just thinking, I don't know what calls me. I don't think he checks a jack
I
here.
didn't expect him to bet, but here we are.
I don't think he's going for a check raise. I mean, I
Um,
block check raises actually.
Queens are bad.
Oh, he might
Seven
be going
five
for a
are
check
bad.
raise. Come to think of it. So maybe this is a bit too thin. I mean, to be fair, check raising here is a little
Queen
scary.
of spades is bad. All my cards are kind of
I
bad.
think I'm well protected range wise with this. I mean, he can still do it with like the right combos. Someone please tell me some noble lies. I'm into that. I want to hear some noble lies. I missed the comment about serial killers. I read a little bit
All
about
right, well, I'm
them
gonna have to
actually.
make
Read a book called The Status
some big
Game.
hands quickly
That's an
because
interesting
Henry
book. That's kind of
Kilbane
modern.
said I was winning 80K
I've
today,
been reading all kinds of book.
and Jungleman might not play much longer.
Well,
So
you can see that there are
let's win a few
consequences
big
to your
pots,
actions. It's just a
shall we?
question of I mean, that's obviously true. You see that
No,
every
I'm
day.
actually this is
It's
important.
just a
So
question of like how
I'm
far those
joking
consequences
when I say
reach.
that, and it's important to point
This
that
is
out
gonna be another
because
this is
that's
gonna
actually an
be
attitude
another like
that people go
difficult
into
topic to break
playing with
down
a
while
lot when
hunting
they're down
wild
or
game.
even when they're even.
Um,
Just like
but
it's a form of tilt where you just
but
autopilot and just wait for
basically,
the big
if
pots, and
there's
then
no
you kind of
consequences for
let your opponent
actions,
win all the
even
small
at any
pots,
point, at
because
any
you're not
like
really you're just interested in
even in
gambling. You're not
extreme
interested in
cases, it
you know
kind of results in the whole
playing solid
annihilation
poker,
of
playing
everything,
well, and
basically.
battling. So it's a really bad state of
Fyodor
mind to get into.
Dostoevsky wrote about this idea, but he
So I'll
didn't
fold
write
this one.
about it exactly the way that
Um,
I'm saying it. He
so I
wrote
was saying that in
basically
jest, don't
his
actually
view is not 100% perfect,
approach poker
but
from that
basically it's very
state of
close.
mind.
He wrote about it very eloquently. That's just my view. He wrote that basically for morality to like work at all, there has to be like everything has to have consequences, something like that. He wrote like if there's no God, then anything can be justified, which is that is sort of true. There probably
He's
aren't
not
that
the worst
many like
candidate to check
guys
back on
talking
the
about
right
this stuff on
against
the stream, especially while like
because
playing
like
high
dry
stakes poker.
deuces.
Like it is
It's
100,
not that they're
200.
thin,
There's
but
$20,000 on the line.
you want some hands to slip
Uh,
by.
I guess I'll check. Yeah, I do. I just realized something. I don't. I want to see some turns. My hand's not that good. You know what's funny is I'm actually doing really well this session. I'm sitting
Easy
here
pot on the
talking about like
turn.
Fyodor
Left table, I
Dostoevsky
could
and
bet flop. Maybe I should, but I just didn't think he was folding.
Athene AI. Do you
Kind
know
of like
that there's
bluffing
like
now and bombing the
now
river.
there's like a group that's creating an AI that they want to worship as God. I mean, that's pretty it's funny. They want to make it like they want to make it like the Christ. So it'd be literally like the Antichrist. Real world stuff. I can't
A
make this
little
up.
unfortunate
I
because I
can't.
don't
I'm
rep
not. I couldn't. I. That's pretty crazy. I
many
couldn't make that one
3x,
up.
but like I think I would play 9-3 this way. I think
I
I would play
mean, they're
queen
like
3 this
straight
way
up like
sometimes.
yeah, we're trying to make the Antichrist.
So I am gonna
Like
go for
whatever.
it.
Who cares? It's cool. All right. Well, he bet pot. I have a pair of nines and nothing but guts and glory. He could be bluffing.
Obviously 9-9, but that's very few
Uh,
combos.
I don't know.
But basically, like
I mean, he might
I
be
would pot a
actually.
lot of two pair on this turn because I just really think two
What's
pair
he
is good.
bluffing with? Probably 10x type
And a call
hands.
here on the right.
Ace
He's
should be good for me to have.
bluffing enough.
I'm gonna fold.
Cool, it worked.
You know, we're trying to for the podcast, we're trying to like gear it towards like what you guys are looking for. But it looks like high stake players are doing the best on the podcast. A lot of feedback would be helpful on these podcasts also because
Ace eight,
it's
ace
not very
four.
easy to grow them and trying to figure out what you guys like. So let us know. Maybe I should interview people Mickey style or something. But that's new actually. That's probably a good idea. There's probably an idea in there somewhere.
I
I
don't
can
know. I
try
don't
that.
believe him. So let's try. Yeah.
Like pick me off at the bottom. I like the blockers and the threes up
Sometimes
there
you can
with some of
feel
the better
it.
bluffs. You really want the low diamonds, and the threes tend to be good. The low
That's one of
pair
those
type
ones
situations.
where I
But he picked me off. He just
couldn't quite
decided I
explain
was like too. I
what
didn't
was
have it
going
enough
on
or whatever.
in my head.
Whatever Galfondy thing he likes to
It was
think.
not fully conscious.
That pot, I guess. Who is Long Chenpa? I think I have heard of that name. You probably make a good point. You probably make a good point, John. Thank you for that heads up. Actually, that's a good one. All right, I won't call myself a
Unfortunate
predator.
river on the
I'm a
right.
predator. I'm the natural predator
I
to
mean,
the
it's just
falcon.
check.
That's what I am. Not gonna bluff there. I wish I bet the turn though. No, I don't wish I bet the turn actually. Shit. On the bottom table I'm talking about. Yeah, it's
He
just,
had some kind of ace high or
I
something.
didn't block
Oh wow.
pairs I could fold. He could fold
Jungleman
like two
had
tens, two
9
queens
high
or
and did
something.
not bluff
I gut
river.
shot.
He just viewed it
Um,
as a
it's
bad
very easy to have
spot
too many bluffs
to
there. I just didn't think my bluff was
bluff,
quite good
which
enough.
I guess it
And
might be. Because I
but
very often
like
have
it might
a
actually
full
be
house
chosen by the like
or
it's
better.
gonna be all these bluffs are not really slam dunk bluffs according to GTO generally speaking, unless you have like perfect blockers. Um, but yeah, he could fold like some bigger pocket pairs and stuff like that.
This is a little bit thin.
Here, do I have the better
Because he
blockers?
will
Yes, I
play
do.
some
I have
weak
very good
7x
blockers.
this way.
Okay.
What's he doing?
I want him to fold non-boats. Uh, thinking about
Supposed
this
to be a bluff
more,
over
I
here.
probably do want an ace, but I block his more likely boats. And on the top
That
table, I
makes no
call.
sense.
He bet half pot on the turn. I'm getting a little bit distracted, so I need to focus a bit.
I block an ace, I block a 9.
Yeah, bet half
I'm just
pot
going
on
to
the
call.
turn. Now he full pots river. Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
just
know.
let him win.
It's so weird.
Oh,
Queen 9.
what?
Okay.
Oh, he has the ace. That's why. Okay.
The bluff worked over here, so a
Yeah,
few
I
pots
see
going
it.
our way.
That makes
I'm
some
going to try to
sense.
get that 80k
Santa
win,
Claus
10k at
is
a
a
time.
noble lie. It gets kids to believe in moral consequences and encourage charity as a virtue. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I
A
guess that
fold
is
in
that is
theory, I
actually pretty
think, with ace
astute.
8.
That makes a lot of sense. I would call that a noble lie. Like Santa Claus isn't really real. By the way, I think that some of the things in mythologies are essentially, I would say some of them are actually true. They're like are actually like modern or metaphors, to be fair. And like if you really look closely, there's some really strong hints and
Pots.
metaphors.
Not going to
So
fold
they're
yet.
not necessarily noble lies, but like maybe in certain mythologies they'd be noble lies or just like things said for fun just because people felt like it. But there's often metaphors in the real world a lot. And there's a lot of crossover between um there's a lot of crossover between
Not going to bluff
many of the
this high.
mythologies. And there's a book about this called A Thousand Hero with a
Left, he has a
Thousand
lot of
Faces.
blushes and trips. He's repping blushes and trips extremely well. I have 5-4. I have no diamond. I have an easy fold. Although raising is not out of the question.
Noble Liha, the existence of a self separate from the world. There's quite a lot of evidence of that actually. Probably get some
Mm,
people
King
to
6 4 3. We're a little deep. Let's
debate you on that
flop
one.
straight or something. Or something. Definitely not. Well, actually, I think solver might
You're not going to
sometimes raise
see
a
it.
hand like
You're not going
this,
to see
but
a soul.
uh,
That doesn't make
so that you
sense.
have some like trips in your raise flop
Okay, I got
check turn
aces.
range, but
I don't have very good aces, so I'm going
let's
to
just
lean
keep it
towards
simple and
checking.
just call my weakest trips.
Um, on the top, I could bet small. That's an option. On the
And I
top, I'm
feel
going to
like it's kind
check.
of mandatory that I go
So
for
yeah, a soul like
value and
soul.
protection
Everything that
here.
comes after is a consequence of the soul, right? There's like a soul of the world. That's essentially God, and then your soul and everything as a consequences are all the actions of your soul. So you're not gonna see it literally, like literally, trying to uh, see the what is by definition the unmanifest. It represents the unmanifest. So what is manifest is things that can literally be seen. So there you go. All right. So I think that one.
I think I have pot
Okay.
river. It's
Top
kind of
top
close.
table. I have a pair of kings. My hand was never really that good. I had a lot of showdown value at the turn. I just checked it down. Here we are. Pair of kings. What else you got to say?
Oh, I didn't realize I was set. I actually thought I made jacks up.
You could do
So
some more
half pot is not close now.
strategies and poker
The question
stories. I
is,
mean, the
should I pot
philosophical
it? And I
discourses are
don't
quite difficult.
like.
To be fair,
It's a
I
weird
don't know what to do
situation
here.
where
These annoying spots.
I'm capped very clearly.
I'm gonna call.
So if I pot, I start to incentivize a lot
Interesting.
of
Yeah.
weird stuff. But
Be like Adam and you and your wife also sleep
he's
with
probably
your
not.
podcast guests.
Probably not check raising there
I don't think I'm gonna go
very
that
often.
route.
He had
Something tells me I'm not gonna go that
king
route.
and a 7. He probably would have called pot.
Okay, bottom table, have the nuts. I bet the pot on the turn. I'm gonna bet the pot on the river. That's my thought process.
Misreading my hand is not a good sign.
One of the
Okay,
best poker
so
stories. I'm trying to
don't
think
have a
of a
7 5. I
Falcon
do have
story.
4.
It needs to be a. There should be. You know what there should be? There should be
The problem is
a
he goes
Falcon
really thin here.
series,
I
a
mean, my
Falcon
hand's pretty
series,
terrible for calling,
Falcon and Owl series, or Falcon and Jungle
but
series, something like that. I might make that
the jack is bad.
the story of the battle between
I don't
Falcons
know.
and
He's like,
Jungle. At the top,
I'm gonna put on my cape. I don't know.
I could
I
bet
don't
this.
know. This is not a
He's
call in theory.
unlikely to have the best hand. I need to use a
Nope.
small bet
He just
though.
has
It's
the
probably
nuts.
ideal.
I'll take my cape off now.
Let me think. I played. I think
Let's look him
Falcons
up.
has gotten the best of me in the past, but
Oh,
I've been
thin.
long laying in wait, waiting
Um,
for the day to come for my grand retribution.
yeah, I'm not sure where
Now
to or
it's
how to
time. It's time, Falcons. Time to
justify my bad call.
meet your nemesis.
I mean, I think it's fine.
Face it.
I'm fine with trusting my reads. Right table, you could 4-bet this hand.
Let's see what he called with. Probably important.
It's really unhappy
He
facing
had
a
a
bet
pair
this
of
big,
eights at the
but
bottom.
I
And I had
think
a
a bet this
straight. He
big
had
is
a pair of
not
a meager
super
pair of
frequently
eights.
like.
Cool story, bro.
I mean, it's not
That's
like dry
straight.
aces very often.
All right. Well, guess what? I just turned the nizzles. The question is,
It's not a lot of
should I ever
straights.
check? I think the answer is maybe. Um, I got bluffs. He might not think that I
It
can,
is a
but I
lot of
definitely can.
flushesor flush blockers, and I mean,
I
if he
like
puts out
bet.
a big bet here, I can't do anything with jacks with no heart.
I like bet. I think I don't really like.
That's what he does.
I don't really like
So here on the
trapping too
river,
much
I
with the
think
nuts. I can have plenty of traps. I don't think I really need a check raise option there.
it's too
It
thin
can be good
to
though if he like
do
bets
anything
early
but
for
small
some
bet.
reason.
I mean, I could half pot, but I don't have that
It could
sizing.
be occasionally good to check raise. Okay, so the top table, I could get fucked here. He bets small all the way through. He's begging me to raise. He's begging me to raise. He is just begging it. Right now he's saying, I mean, the jack is kind of a good card because now he can have jack 10.
Let's just
He's
check,
never gonna
decide.
re-raise. I could polarize. Um, I'm deciding on the size here.
Smelled this coming, but
I hate bluffing the spots with no error. It's so stupid against him too. With error, with just random combos and like the most basic spot ever. It's so dumb to like be. I mean, it can be good sometimes to be over aggressive in these
I mean, it's a
basic
really bad
spots
calling
against
hand,
really
of
top players.
course.
This is just not at
Um,
all. Just not all doing that.
it just, yeah.
Shit. When did he fold?
When you have a bad calling hand and no read, then you just fold.
Falcon slips away
They're
again.
going
He's
downhill
very
again.
agile. This Falcons guy. He doesn't look like
Let's
he
call this
would
down
looking at
40.
him. If you ever seen him in real life, he doesn't look like
It's
the agile kind of guy,
42,
but
probably.
he's quite adept, you can say. At the bottom, I'm gonna check raise.
Okay.
You can take
All right, Henry, here
Jesus
it
literally
comes.
in a lot of spots actually.
Stack him on both tables here, and then
Yeah, you
take it
don't
from
see
there.
it. But
Left table's too
some
strong
of
to
your most
raise. Just
interesting poker
call.
stories. Yeah, that's a good idea to talk all that stuff. Here,
Not
okay, I
really a
got
turn I
a couple
wanted, even though it's
situations. At the
second
top, I got
nuts.
completely nothing. At the bottom, I have quite some spice. Serious spice going on. I'm going to bet pot as a bluff. Yeah,
Two
this has got to
flush
be a pot
draws. I
bluff situation
think
on
I
the
need to
bottom.
protect my hand, although he's repping.
It's not very easy to have a bluff here. Just by the
So
way.
weird.
Yeah, I've got a. I mean, I think multitasking is mostly a trap, by the way,
As
guys.
he's repping my hand.
Hate to
He's
break it
repping
to
like
you.
a
In this
redraw, but he's
case, it's
too
even like probably hurting me a little bit. I am getting a
wild.
little
So
distracted, but I can handle it a little bit.
I mean,
Okay,
he
so
knows
I
what
have
he's
to
doing
fold
to my
now. I
raise
think that's
already.
about it.
He's not like going to be put in a tough spot, so it doesn't really matter what my timing or what it
Seems like
seems
he
like I
made the
have there. I just have the
nuts.
nuts almost always, and he's not betting like it's not potting two pair. I think.
Yeah, I can talk about some poker
Too
stories. It
bad we
helps if
didn't
you
get
guys
action
give
on the
me some
left. I mean, I
prompts so
think
you
I
can
have to
like
bet my
ask
hand.
about specific ones. Because right now I'm just thinking about Falcons and his feathery
Whatever.
ass. I can
I'll
tell you
take
one day I
the
lost like
small win.
200K at 100, 200 at
Bet here.
Falcons back in the day. It really smashed me at
Bet
this.
here.
I was like three betting. I thought at that time three betting
Back down 30.
30% or whatever was quite good. Here I'm gonna go for the check raise again.
Yikes. He is repping
Steven Glazes,
better
blind
than
poker
my
guy. He
hand,
only has
mostly.
1% vision, but
I'll
still
start with a
crushing
call. And then
tournaments. That's pretty
here,
crazy.
guess I just give up.
All right. Well, I
Got a lot
decided
of
check
weak
raise this
stuff, but I don't
banana at the bottom.
know how well I rep it. Could small bet, but I don't even have a spade.
And here I am. What are the Galfond stories are there?
Weird.
Galfond's really bamboozled me in some spots. Played mix. And now he bets very small. Can I get away with calling here?
Jungleman's the wrong person to do this to. Actually, I think I probably should pot. And pot fold, because now if
We
he
got some
raises, I'm
philosophers in
supposed
the
to
chat.
fold, I
Damn.
think. But he's going to have some like
I guess it
ace,
makes
king,
sense.
10 type hands.
Jeez, look at this piece of shit hand. Ugh. I could do the really crazy play and check raise again. No, no, come on, no, no, no. No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, no, come on, no. That's really crazy. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that's the spot.
Pretty bad blockers here.
I mean, it might not be that bad.
We've hit a
I
few
have not read
flops
Schopenhauer, no,
lately.
but maybe I
Can't
should.
take
I've seen some of his
the credit
quotes
for
though.
that.
You got like some
With the 9 block
spicy
too, I like
chat.
just checking. And
I
check
didn't think I
calling
could
with kings.
that this will happen, but we could do it. This might be. I wonder if there's like a thing for this. Maybe there's like a stream for philosophical discourse like Jungleman. I could do this if I was playing tournaments. To be fair, I could like talk about this kind of thing while playing tournaments pretty adeptly. Like right
I
now,
don't
it is
know
a
about
little bit
this.
arrogant, I guess you could say. It looks like I
I
got
should
the
maybe
nuts
just
somehow
bet.
here. Um,
Maybe I'm
top
not folding
table.
king king nine, even though I'm not really beating value. Cool.
I don't understand what happened. Yeah, at the bottom table, I just bluff with something. I'm gonna bet big. I have the nuts. I can have lots of two pairs and things like that. I think I called a
I'm very
flop bet.
suspicious, but my hand's pretty bad.
You three bet flop. I think that's what happened, right?
So what do I really do about it? I can call. It's gonna have a lot of equity. Check river, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna call because his draws are often not gonna have much equity.
There it is, the Queen of Diamonds. That's not the card I was looking
It's a
for.
very interesting river. I don't know
I do
how I
think
feel
that
about it.
if he had a flush, he would at least tank a little bit longer or bet himself. There's a very high chance of that. I mean, shoving's not that insane. It definitely is on the scale
I
of
almost feel like
kind
he's
of
gonna value bet
crazy.
perfectly.
Think I
Ace
just
set or
check.
better.
Think I just check. It's a very hard hero call to make, also.
Nope, he checked us
Yeah, that
straight.
makes sense.
All right, well, my turn call was not great. I was drawing dead.
Glasses are kind of a lot. Yeah,
Um,
he has to have some
on the double
flushes
flush
though.
draw
I think
board, I just felt
he's
like he would
actually
have
definitely the kind of guy
enough
that like balance to make sure he
like
has
very weak
flushes, just in case I do things
bluffs
like value bet
because
straights there.
he
I'd be
has to
interested to
fear
see
the
if the
check
sim
raise
actually
there,
does that. On the bottom
so he can't
table,
bet like a mid strength
I
draw.
don't really have a great bluff because
I don't know. I think
he would bet his
I
most
mean
of
it's a
his king
mistake
high
in
flushes
theory, and
on
I
the
didn't.
flop.
I think, and I didn't really have a great reason to do it, so not in love with that play.
Oh
Here we'll
yeah, that
bet.
makes sense that he folded nuts straight. It really sucks to have ace king in that one spot. The Odyssey and the Iliad. I think there's probably a lot of hidden truths in those things. This bottom table, I think I'm just gonna fold. I mean, I can call too. I decided to call.
Showdown queen
I think
four.
call is actually
Probably
kind of
lose, but
acceptable.
makes sense. I guess ace six six with
If he's
two
bluffing, he
backdoors
doesn't really
will
have worse
check
than a pair
back.
of nines. Or a good nine, I should say.
It's actually not the turn we were aiming for. I think I might check back again.
The bottom could be a one and done kind of bluff. We have to stop in a second. I do have to do a couple things.
Showdown my deuces, probably lose.
But I'll be online later. I'll be online tomorrow. I'll try to figure.
Yeah, he's got a lot of value, potential value hands, and not as many potential bluffs. And I mean, my blockers were pretty bad. Queen five. Struggle times out. Okay. All right, this is going to be GG. I think queen five is a little too thin. So I'll just check, call. He got here with some junk, deuce 4, 7, 10. Just let him bluff with that. Nope. He had queen, deuce, 7, jack. All right, good game, Jungle. As I mentioned early in the stream, normally after these, I like to go over big hands and talk to you all, but I have my wife's birthday to get to. So I will leave you with that. We'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. We might start on time tomorrow. I did lose 30K almost exactly, so we'll just leave that there. Um, I'm fine with the way I played today. A few mistakes, but mostly cool with it. Yeah, back tomorrow 9:30 a.m. I appreciate you being here with me, keep me company, and that's about it. I mentioned at the top of this, but if you want to see a 2-hour strategy breakdown of me versus Jungle, that's in my newsletter, which has been linked in the chat a few times, and in the description of this stream. So check that out. It's free, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.